Okay, this is March 8th at it's almost 8 a.m. Still in my U-Haul van, still trying to figure out my next options. It's a Sunday. There's probably, I'm going to search for another vehicle or a place to stay. And just going to continue down this journey. I got no choice, apparently. This is going to be a lot more difficult to have to deal with than what I thought, and that's okay. I'm sorry that my teeth, I look like I got a buck tooth. Anyway, I'm going down the street of my childhood, Los Angeles Street in Tulare, California. Address was South Los Angeles Street. And so I'm just trying to do about who I am and where I grew up from. This is nothing, no fancy area. This is kind of like the ghetto, a little bit of Tulare. It's this house, I believe. I'm trying to see the address, but that front driveway, there's people there, so I didn't want to. But that was my childhood house. This was my neighborhood growing up. There's people outside. Maybe I'll come by and try to get another better video another time. But it looks like it really turned into a... Anyways, this used to be my old neighborhood. And grew up here as a kid. My mom was going to school for nursing. And my dad worked at the irrigation district. It's the southwest end of Tulare. And isn't much to really look at. It's kind of a ghetto area. But this place that's called, it says the indoor swap meet right there, used to be a grocery store, and we used to come over here and get our groceries. Living there, I wanted to get a better shot of it, but people were outside, so maybe I'll try to zoom by and get another recording of it. So I don't want, hey guys. So my dad had remodeled that whole house. He was really he's good at craftsman stuff, at his job that he works when he's not checking the water. He was like the lead maintenance guy. The garage, he converted to the master bedroom. In the backyard, there was a shed. In fact, I'll try to drive through the alley maybe. I don't know, a 10 by 10 or maybe even bigger shed, like work shed for himself. It's kind of ironic because we had a family friend that lived a few doors down. I don't know if she was going through nursing school with my mom. I can't remember. Anyways, a couple of houses down was where there was a married couple. There was and Karen, and they had kids, and Karen lived a couple of houses down. It was a family friend of my mom. Later on in life, after we had moved out of that house, moved into another house, I'll go by that house. After we moved into that house, my parents shortly afterwards, they got a divorce. Karen had ended up splitting up with her husband that lived a couple of houses down from us there. She needed a place to stay, and she was kind of a down and out in kind of a bad situation. And she ended up moving in with my dad because my mom and dad had split, and they ended up hooking up, and it ended up becoming my stepmother. She passed. I'll drive by I'll give you a little go by the house that she passed at. She passed. She had a seizure in the middle of the night and choked on her tongue and passed. But was my stepsister. Their kids, we didn't really hang out that much. They were older and they moved out and they moved away and that kind of stuff. And I've ran into them from time to time in the past. And it was kind of funny how that ended up working out. How we lived in that house, and then a couple doors down was like a family friend, and then my family split, and then they split up, and then my dad ended up marrying Karen, who lived next door to us, and so it was kind of just a kind of funny situation. Anyways, that was my neighborhood, and so it was in the ghetto. It's kind of considered a little bit of the ghetto of Tulare, So we weren't rich, but my dad did a lot of remodeling there. He built this back patio kind of area and this like cement half wall, and we had a playhouse in the back that I ended up tearing apart because I was going to turn it into a 2-story, which didn't work out. I'm going to cruise through here one more time and see if I can get just any other footage. I wanted to, while I'm in the area, I'm just going to get what I could get and kind of go see if this alley, can I go down this alley? So I'm going to see if my dad's shed is still there. Boy, this looks a little... Anyways, here's the back alley. This was back when, before they had these... those big green, brown and green trash cans, and so you had to. We had those middle bins out here in the back. Which house it was? I think this was the backyard. That yawning right there. My dad built that and put that up. There used to be a big shed back here. There used to be a big oak tree. Actually, that fireplace right there. My dad built that fireplace. He put that fireplace in. And I actually helped re-roof this house, and when I was a kid, I almost fell off, rolled down the roof, and the chimney caught me, and I remember my uncle racing after me, and the chimney caught me from falling off. I think we moved out of there when I was like 10 or 11, because I think it was around 11 when I was 11, because I remember having my 12th birthday at the new house, and we were able to move out of the ghetto. And they'll take you by that house, and it was like we thought we were fancy, living the lifestyles of the rich and famous. But this was my old house right here. That garage, he converted that paneling, how it is the way it is, and he built that and put that in. Well, converted it from a garage to a master bedroom. Anyways, that was it. I used to be a little mischievous out here. I remember I had a friend who lived there at that house. I used to go around, and from the movie Beverly Hills Cop, I went around and put bananas in people's tailpipes. I used to go around and steal everyone's sprinkler hose, like the end that goes on it. This house right in front of me right there, I was kind of a little extra mischievous, and I almost caught their back shed on fire on purpose, and very horrible thing, right? But nothing happened. Anyways, I got caught. Then the neighbor caught me, and then police and fire and ambulances all coming down this road. And I was a kid, and I actually had an arson record. When I had a juvenile arson record. It went away when I turned 18, but they wanted to make sure that I didn't do that again. And I had like this little issue with fire at that time, because we had that fireplace, and I remember I took some firewood, and I put it in my room and underneath the bed, and there was this burn hole in the carpet, and it was just stupid stuff you do as a kid. One day I went to go take my dog for a walk, and I got lost, and literally I just made a right and then a left, and I'm gonna get on this main street right here. It's called Inyo. This place right here used to be a little coffee shop. It's a little taqueria, a little taco spot. I got lost. I didn't know how to get back home, and I took my dog for a walk. I literally was just a block, like just a left, a right, a left, a right, right, a left, kind of thing. And literally like 500 feet or so from my house, but I got lost. And this used to be a coffee shop. I went inside and I cried to the lady. I didn't know I was lost. I cried and I said, I don't know how to get home. They called the cops, and the cops ended up taking me back home. So there's a little bit of my early childhood there.